Hello, Houston. It's Belinda Schmidt with Compass Real Estate. Here's my market tidbit number 3, talking about the impact of the COVID pandemic on the Houston real estate market. So here we go. Since it's early May and our April data is in, I want to give you a heads up about the results. And also talk a little bit about the innovation and how our industry is changing and how buyers and sellers have been changing and adapting to the COVID pandemic. Okay, so a little bit of data here. So I'm going to be referring to my notes. There's lots of numbers to cover, but let me set the stage for the results I'm sharing. First of all, I'm comparing year-over-year data. So April of 20 to April of 2019. Secondly, I'm looking only at single-family residences, and I've taken a look at 17 different segments, geographic segments of Houston, 11 of which close in Houston, and then the remainder are some of the outskirts like Katy, Sugarland, Fort Bend, what have you. So with that, let me tell you, we know intuitively that April was going to be hit hard, but the question is how much, and now we know. So what I'm first going to do is look at, before I tell you that, there's some good news in here too. There's some hints at what's to come and some improvements. So stick around and listen to the end. It's going to be good news there. But in terms of what happened in April 1st to 30th of this year compared to last, let's first look at the number of new listings that came on during that time frame. Just scanning through the list, the percent reduction of new listings is in the most part, it's in the range of 30 to 50% fewer new listings for most areas. There's one significant exception to that, and that's in the Heights. They only had a 10% reduction in new listings. The other thing to look at is how many went pending during the month of April, and that was a bigger reduction for the most part in area 17. And when I say that, it's inside the loop on the southern side, south of 59, if you will. Westview, Museum District, Rise, Bel Air, basically that area. That's the area 17. And that, for the most part, was in the 70% fewer pendings, and that also happened in the Memorial area and Tanglewood. There was much less impact on the suburbs. So for example, Katy only had roughly 20% fewer pendings during the month of April, so much less impact there. And also Montrose only had 20% fewer pendings. So the other thing you might ask and worry about is, so how did it impact days on market? Well, that was much less consistent across geographies that we're looking at here. So let me just scan. Two notable numbers that stick out are Westview and the Medical Center. Their days on market more than doubled, so much longer for properties to sell. On the other hand, Tanglewood had 38% fewer days on market. So a great variety there, not consistent at all. And then what impact did that have on sales price? I looked at median sales price. Again, less consistent. Bel Air, for example, had 11% higher sales price than it did a year ago, whereas River Oaks had a 31% lower median sales price. Memorial, 25%. So much less consistency. But if you want more details, you want me to give you the specific numbers for your neighborhood, of course, I'd be happy to. Give me a call, and also be looking for my newsletter where I'll have charts and graphs to share with you. And also look at my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to post it there as well. But the good news, listen to this. There's in the life cycle of a real estate transaction, the leading indicator, the leading part of the activity is showings, buyers calling and wanting to see houses, right? That makes sense, very intuitive. Well, the good news there is, at least at the Compass showing desk, or where we're taking in those appointments, we're back to the same level that we were at early days of March. So we definitely took a drop in these weeks between March 9th and now. But here we are back to levels that we were in early March. And in fact, our number of calls has doubled over the last 4 weeks. So that's an early indicator that we may have hit the bottom and we're coming out of this. We all hope so, and that's the way it's starting to look as we ease up things and activity is happening. So that's definitely positive. The other thing I want to tell you about is so buyers and sellers are adapting, and they're also being open-minded to our pandemic. There was a recent survey that the National Association of Realtors did, and I want to get this statistic right. It says that 68% said that their plans to move and buy had not changed due to the pandemic. And the other interesting tidbit that I picked out of this was many are open and willing to buy the house sight unseen. Again, they're seeing it virtually, they're seeing it with Skype and these methods that our technology allows to get good insights, and we can send floor plans and all kinds of ways that act as a substitute, of course. And the number that this survey found was 24% would be willing to buy a home sight unseen. And if you look at the younger segment of that population, it's up to 30%. And we've had some cases of that here at Compass that's happened over the last few weeks as well. So it's a thing, you guys. It's happening. Anyway, the other thing I want you to know is shout out to the Houston Association of Realtors. They've been quite the early adopters of this technology. They are a leading MLS system in the nation, and kudos to them. They have two changes I want you to know. One is the live open houses that they've just instituted about like 7 to 10 days ago. I did one the first week, and it was fun to do, and it's great technology. Bob Hale happened to see mine and set it out as a model of way to do these kind of virtual, I should say live open houses in trainings to the local brokerages. I was quite surprised to hear that. It was fun to talk to them and about it, and to be recognized on that. But also, HAR has this new status of listings. It's called Coming Soon. Now, Compass is known for their Coming Soon, and they've been doing this sort of status for quite some time, and HAR has been an adopter of that in conjunction with the National Association of Realtors and so forth, and they've adopted policies that have been looked at closely, and as of May 1st, HAR has now put in Coming Soon. So look for that. There's a 14-day window that it can be listed as Coming Soon, and after that it either becomes active or terminates. So something forward for you to look forward to. All right then, again, nice to talk to you and give you some of this data. I know you're probably interested to see it. If you want more charts and graphs, as I said, look out for your newsletter that'll be coming in your mailbox. I appreciate your attention. Stay safe.